It's a very good morning, members of the press, citizens, voters. Today is the day. It's the 23rd of August 2023, the day that we've all been waiting for. In fact, from about 6:30 when we woke up and drove around the polling stations, we have seen an overwhelming turnout of voters. All indications point to a mass turnout of voters. So before anything, we want to really thank the citizens. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for braving those queues. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so much for ensuring that you know your polling station. Thank you very much for establishing who your true candidates are. It's no surprise as a result that the regime is panicking. We saw all the fake posters. In fact, what really encouraged us when those flyers were strewn around, littered in contravention of the law, was that a number of citizens contacted our situation room and contacted all our hotline numbers and said, look, there are all these fake posters lying around. That tells us that citizens are alert. Citizens know that those flyers are fake. Citizens aren't going to be hoodwinked by FAS. So thank you so much. That's the same vigilance we want to continue with. If you see a flyer saying anything other than go out and vote, please know that it's a fake flyer. Ignore it. Throw it in the dustbin. The CCC, President Nelson Chamisa, we're all telling citizens, go out and vote. Udai muno vota, makawanda, ngabasaiti muna nosara kumba, vana mai, vana baba, vana munu wese, vavakidzani, veku church, veku mabasa. Every single citizen has to go out and vote. And you can tell that we did our mass mobilization work because the numbers coming out in Harare, Bulawayo, Manicaland, in fact, throughout the country are overwhelming. Now, what does that mean? The regime has seen that and they're starting to panic. How do we know that they're panicking? They're refusing to open the polling stations. We're telling all citizens, stay there. They have a legal obligation to make sure that those council ballots arrive. It's just a few hours that we need to put in and invest today that are going to completely transform the next 5 years. So we're calling all citizens, be patient, be courteous, be vigilant. Don't go home until you've cast your vote. It doesn't matter how long the queue is. This is the queue that's going to end all other queues. This is the wait that's going to end all other waits. You have to play your part. We know that it's a gazetted public holiday, but it's not a holiday where we all stay home and rest. We have a job to do, citizens, and that job is to go out and vote. Now, we've also received reports from various provinces where it said that traditional leaders are trying to shepherd citizens and saying, Sabu kunemun wako, or come and let me assist you to vote. The citizens are refusing. They're saying, we've told our headman, we've told our chief, our vote is our secret. We are going out to vote and we want to vote in peace. Don't disturb us. We've also received reports of FAS tables being lined out. They're saying they're conducting exit polls. That's completely illegal. Our polling agents have reported that they're making reports to polling agents, to police officers, so that FAS tables are removed. We don't want any intimidation. We don't want any harassment of voters. Citizens, stay vigilant. If you see a FAS table, be the first person to go and report to the presiding officer that we don't want any FAS campaigning. We don't want any ZANU-PF. We've received reports where ZANU-PF regalia is being worn in close proximity to polling stations. We've received reports where it's reported that ZANU-PF posters are within the proximity of the polling station. All of that is illegal as a matter of law. Now, we've got our polling agents who are deployed throughout all 10 provinces, and these polling agents are the ones that are giving us feedback. And the feedback is to say that we have got this. We're defending the vote. We're acting in accordance with the polling agents' guidance and training that we received. We're going to make sure that we stop the rig. We're not allowing any rigging to take place today. Now, we've also had concerns raised around voting material being late. And this has delayed the start of voting in some areas. Now, before this election started, the question was repeatedly asked, is the CCC ready? And we consistently said, yes, the CCC is ready. What we're concerned with is ZEC's readiness. We call upon ZEC right now, comply with the law. We all know the time at which a polling station is meant to open. Those polling stations must be opened. We all know the time limits in terms of which ballot papers and polling material were supposed to be delivered to polling stations. Let's make sure we comply with those legal requirements. But as for the citizens have said it doesn't matter how long we have to wait. We're going to stay in that queue. We're not going to get annoyed. We're not going to play and take the bait of frustration and say it's too hard, we're going home. Apathy is simply not an option for Zimbabweans. Voting is not only your civic obligation, it's your constitutional imperative. Today we get to make a choice about what the next 5 years look like. So please, let's make sure we get out the vote. There is still more than enough time to make sure that these queues swell even bigger than they already have done. Stay in your queue, do not go home. Now, I think all that's left for me to say is that President Nelson Chamisa is going to be voting at Fadzayi, I believe it's 2 primary school today at approximately 11:15. He's going to cast his ballot as a sign to every citizen that you must go out and vote. Ignore the fast flyer. Ignore the lies. Every citizen has a constitutional obligation to go and vote. So without further ado, I'm going to defer proceedings to the Chief Election Agent for the presidential candidate, who's Mr. Charles Kwaramba. He's going to give us a brief update now, and throughout the day, he's going to be giving updates, especially as regards the presidential vote and all the legal processes pertaining to that. So, Mr. Kwaramba, I defer to you.
Thank you, Fadzayi. Thank you, everyone who's here. Let me just supplement what Fadzayi said. Now, the bigger question that people will have out there is that what is the party doing to solve and try to resolve some of these concerns that have arisen? One of the things that we've done is that election agents that are all over the country, we've assured them and told them that they must stay put, they must stay vigilant, they must stay watchful, they must remain in their places so that nothing, no chicanery happens in their absence. So we've given them that assurance that all is being taken care of at the national level. And at the national level, what have we done? Right now, as I speak, we have dispatched officials who have gone to the ZEC national office to confront them and discuss the issues that have arisen, all the matters that are arising from all over the country. We have placed this before ZEC. We have written correspondence demanding answers and solutions to some of the things that are happening currently. One of the major issues that is worrying is that as we were coming to this presser, we were receiving calls that ballots are still to start in certain places, especially in Harare, because the ballot papers for the local authority elections are not yet there. That is a matter of serious concern. That is a matter that must be addressed urgently. And we are currently engaged in ZEC to make sure that this is sorted out. You may also be aware that there are instances in Marondera, instances in Bulawayo, where some of our local authority candidates are not appearing on the ballot paper.